Shots on the screen, taking full control. London session calling, the volume is high. Watching the candles, reaching for the sky.
Strategy locked, no room for doubt. I know what the movement is all about. From the one-step plan to the two-step challenge. Finding that edge, keeping the balance, no distractions. Phone or silent mode, deciphering the market, cracking the code. Precision entry, the setup is clean. Living the life inside the machine.
Patterns forming, packets call.
Let's talk execution, let's talk speed. The crystal clarity is what we need. Some is action, just the prices I see it. If you dream of the top, then you gotta be it. Spreads are tight, the conditions are prime. Scaling up the ladder, one trade at a time. Global access, yeah, we worldwide. We're the brokerage back firm, right by your side. It's not a gamble, it's a calculated risk. Reviewing the data, checking the list. Green on the screen, yeah, the feeling is grand. The power of the market in the palm of your hand.
Master of the pulse, heart rate steady. When the window opens, I'm already ready. No revenge trading, no chasing the rat. Following the logic, the plan in my head. The market is a mirror, it shows who you are. Trading like a pro, reaching for a star. Seacrest is a vessel, the compass is true. Breaking every barrier, breaking on through. Discipline and patience, the tools of the trade. This is how a lasting legacy is made.
Chasing the sun from the east to the west. Put the strategy through the ultimate test. Sydney is waking while New York is sleeping. Watching the levels, the promise is keeping. Laptop open by the ocean shore. Every pip gained is an open door. No 9 to 5, no shackles, no change. Just the cold hard facts and the capital gains. From the rooftop bars to the quiet floor. Seacrest Markets gives you so much more.
Patterns forming, markets call. Balance-based drawdown, standing strong through it all. Seacrest Markets, leading the way. Making the move every single day. Charts in the vision, strategies align with every trade. Our future is defined. Charts in the vision, strategies align with every trade. Our future is defined.
Then the lights let the candles glow. Watching the Fibonacci start to show. Resistance turning into support. This is the craft, this is the sport. Back tasting nights in the early mornings. Leading the trends and the volume warnings. It's a chess game played on a digital board. Striking the keys, striking the chord. Elite mentality, top tier tech. Seacrest provides the ultimate check. MT5 or match trader speed. Technology serving the traders' need. Daily limit set, max allocation. Building up capital, pure dedication. It's more than the payout, it's more than the gain. It's the freedom we build, breaking the chain.
From the first deposit to the maxed out account, watching the influence and impact mount. We're the new era, the elite of the screen. Navigating depths where the giants are seen. Seacrest the name, the gold standard inside. Turning every vision into brilliant light.
It's a mindset,
Keep grinding,
it's a lifestyle.
keep crushing. We own the vision. We are the flow.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Wow, this space is getting crazy. Lots of drama in this space. Lots of drama. I don't like getting involved in the drama.
Hello,
Everybody, welcome, Shokhruz. How are you?
I am fine.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yes.
Everybody, this is Shokhruz. Is that the correct way to pronounce it? Yeah? It's the
Yeah.
correct way? Yep.
Yeah.
So Shokhruz is an affiliate of ours and, of course, a trader with Seacrest Markets. So he'll be on with us today. We'll cover some charts. Any questions you have, feel free to fire them away. So, Shokhruz, what instruments do you trade?
Wait 1 minute.
While Shokhruz is typing, let me give you a quick overview of the markets. So, yesterday, I've just got my notes here. Yesterday, I would say yesterday was primarily looking at what we call debasement hedging. Okay. Now, there was a lot of issues around the Fed over the weekend. So, the Federal Reserve independence. Now, what did that do? So, we'll talk about gold and silver in a bit, but in very summarized terms, it sent gold and silver to historic highs. We did still see indices and markets and stocks trade higher, which is great. But I reckon from a macro and geopolitics perspective, I think the market was pretty much blindsided by the news of the DOJ. So the fact that the grand jury actually went and subpoenaed Jerome Powell, Fed chair, is insane. People grooving to our tune. But obviously what that does is it raises immediate fears of institutional interference. So what we did see is a sell-off in the US dollar. Again, we'll discuss that. And we'll see a huge rotation back into hard assets, hence gold, silver moving up. Because obviously they're starting to look at some form of currency debasement. Down with Powell. Yeah, everyone. So when Jerome Powell came in, everyone was very excited many years ago. Then he was too late on the previous rate cuts, and he almost promised never to do that again. And I don't know whether Trump is just impatient, but he believes that Jerome has also slowed down and he's behind the curve. He hates him. I mean, he has only got a few more kind of months in power. So just let it be. Whoever comes in next, we know they're going to be fairly aggressive because they've got big shoes to fill. They're going to want to potentially impress Trump, especially if they're being put in via Trump. But I think we need to be a little bit careful. Markets will start to try to find a bottom in the dollar. I think I said it yesterday during Monday's live. There is no reason to be shorting gold. I didn't mention silver, but the same applies. There's no reason to be shorting gold at the levels that it was at. You need to really see something shift in the market. You need the market to turn, to show its hands, to confirm before it gets short. Right now, yesterday you needed to be a very brave trader to get short. Good morning, Wiz. Good morning, everybody. So, Shokhruz, what instruments do you trade?
Only euro USD on gold and gold.
Did you trade gold yesterday?
Yes.
Long?
Long.
Good. Good. Yeah. Out of curiosity, now kind of going back to my comment yesterday. So I was mentioning the reasons not to short gold. Was there any part of you or your trading community or your network that wanted to short gold yesterday to be a hero? or from a risk reward perspective. Did you want to get short gold yesterday, Shokhruz, with your team, or was it long and only?
I couldn't hear you go. I am listening. Feel for to talk. My English not good, bro.
That's okay. What I'll do, we have a private chat, so you'll be able to see that. Type this in there. So I never shorted anything yesterday, everyone that's listening. The only trade I got in was long ES or US 500, as you can see on the screen in front of you. And is the screen big enough? So I got long gold yesterday. Same stuff that I talk about all of the time. Similar scenario on the US 500, sorry. So we were bullish, as you could tell. We've come into a very corrective. You know, we're starting to try to take the lows. They failed. Supplies holding. Demand's remaining in control, as you can see from this area of support. Demand. The natural instinct for so many, and I see it all the time, was to get short here. They just wanted to get aggressive shorts because they look at the downside and they see all of this move. You know, this whole move to the downside from 69.56 down to 6900s. Hello, is Uzbekistan. So Shokhruz is obviously one of our main affiliates from Uzbekistan. I apologize for not speaking your language. I apologize. You guys speak better English than I do. Yours. Salam Shukraz. This was my only trade though yesterday. I took 90% off at these highs for 2R, and then I just let the balance run, and then I traded and closed out overnight before the session ended, which is fine. So yeah, really easy session. Another easy session for me at the moment. You just have to trade with the overall momentum of the market. You can't really fade it, trade it against it. There's a lot of political drama. Most equities remained fairly resilient. Obviously, we had the Goldilocks jobs report, which we discussed. There was a $200 billion mortgage bond purchase program announced by the US government. So that's going to support the economy. It's going to support everyday mortgage loans, lenders, etc. The FTSE did close at another record high. We mentioned 6,977.27. The Dow briefly touched 49,500. The DAX continuing its winning streak, which is one of the best indices to trade during the European sessions. So we had 10 winning consecutive days on the DAX, and it did close at a new record high of 25,405, spot 34. So it was up like spot 6%. Big names running out there. So Fresenius, which led the gains, autos lagged due to weak sales data. Did anyone trade Bitcoin? So on Friday, we discussed the idea of getting long Bitcoin. It was around 91,000-ish from memory. And we were saying there's a potential long from 91,000, just trading it if you're looking for the swing. But I'm not sure if actually anyone did trade it. Gold's in the buy zone. Let's have a quick look at gold then. Shokhruz, are you looking for longs? Long gold?
Yes.
Yeah. let me just load this. Wow. I've got so many things running. I need to close like meta quotes down or something while I'm talking on here. Wow. Okay, so let's just quickly come out. Let's look at the daily. I mean, what was here? So daily's traded above that previous 45.50 handle. I would be looking for a potential retrace. Like this was that move from Friday. Here's the move yesterday from Monday, trading higher. If anything, I'm not shorting, but I'd want to see the market come back down really in order to get short properly. But this is just on the 4 hour. There's something probably in the lower time frames that we can take a look at. Shokhruz, do you want to share your screen and show us how you're looking at gold? No coming back. I mean, you're completely, you're completely okay in to say that. I think gold is higher, especially with the way the markets are at the moment. But you don't just want to be buying it because you need reasons to buy it, right? You need to get long because of X, Y, or Z. NASDAQ, we'll see. Super uptrend, no coming back. So let's look at where the markets were, right? So we were talking about longs yesterday. No shorts. No shorts were developing. Longs continuations. Coming into today, let's look at where price action is. So this was the last point of demand. Price failed to take it. So what happens? This is weak. We come down straight below that. Supply is now taking control on the 15-minute. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going short, but supply is in control on the M15, right? Which is naturally that pullback. It doesn't mean that the overall trend is now shifting bearish, but what it does mean is that intraday order flow has been bearish. So for me, what I'm looking at right now is, okay, we did break this low, but not with any real conviction. So first of all, this is the supply area that we'd be looking to get short from if we were to take a short. But the way this reversed, for me, this is weak. So I'd be expecting price to come into the extreme. Maybe we'll start to see prices trading higher, but nothing done for me at the moment. Until we get clear direction, there's nothing for me. The shorts, supply's in control. We're holding support. We're trading off of support. And we're inside a range. And the reason I say we're inside a range is because we failed to take out this low with any conviction. We've reversed back into the extreme of the range higher. We failed to take this low with any conviction. Again, trading inside the range. So until we actually get a breakout, whether that be to the upside for continuations or to the downside for shorts, it's just sitting on my hands on gold. But overall, the trend is massively bullish and we're still bullish. So any shorts in here are short term. Correct. What's your name? Jacksini. Yeah, exactly. So the point is intraday momentum is short, but we're holding higher time frame support. Please make news for Uzbekistan too by the prop company. I'll try to understand that and I'll let you know. Yep. Shokhruz, Uzbekistan guest today. Shokhruz, do you have any comments to make on gold? I'm just reading these comments. Which pair do you trade? Pairs? Are you asking me, or are you asking our guest Shokhruz? I'm just waiting for that. Now, yeah, just to recap again, I know we're at support on the higher time frame. You can see we're at support, but the market is just flat. So until we get some conviction, I'm staying flat. Yesterday's longs were the only reasons to play longs. But right now, there's no reason to do either unless we get confirmation. New comments, both. Instruments I trade. So I do trade FX sparingly, not as much as I used to. My main instruments that I trade from a time perspective are indices. So I'll trade the S&P 500 or the ES, or I'll trade NQ, NASDAQ. And I rarely trade commodities. Again, sparingly I trade them. So I'll trade metals when I need to. I used to trade a lot of oil. So I was a massive, I say massive, I'm definitely not a massive oil trader. In my perspective, I was a big oil trader, but I don't trade it as much anymore. Again, it's just purely time reasons. Correct. Silver has been holding. I wouldn't say it's had a strong divergence. Let me just close some of my other pieces. I'm running 5 monitors, so you can imagine how many pieces of software. I just need to close a few softwares. Give me 1 second, because my charts are going slow. WTI, yeah, it's a great instrument, Dictator. Silver, did you say? XAG. Let's just go with this one. So I'm not really sure how you've seen a big divergence on silver and gold. You know, they're both safe havens. They're both physical hard assets. Please zoom the chat. Oh, the chart. Give me 1 second. I'll open up my display and I'll increase it to... Wow. Is that better? Cool. I'll just go if that's better until. So I don't. How do you need 5 months? Well, as you know, I oversee Seacrest Markets. I work for Seacrest Markets. So yeah, that's why I need it. So I need obviously multiple monitors for multiple things, be it manager, administrator duties, back office duties, support duties with the team, overseeing the day-to-day operations with my other management team, whilst also, of course, keeping an eye on support channels, chat rooms, financial areas, risk areas, and then, of course, looking at charts as well. Is this the Nifty 50? No. When I was in the city as an interdealer broker, I had more screens. Some people had more screens than me. Some people had 8 screens. But for me right now, I don't really see any divergence in silver versus gold. Silver and gold have continued to trade higher highs, higher lows. You know, silver's actually trading pretty nicely up here. Similar scenario though for me. I don't really want to be shorting any of these instruments. at all right now. The profit, your restrictions. Well, the risk team would have put your restrictions in place for a reason, dude. Feel free to comment in Uzbek. Shokhruz will answer. Do you scalp as well? Well, it depends what you deem as scalping, because realistically, in an institutional world, everything is scalping under 12 months. But no, I don't scalp. I intraday trade, so I never really hold trades less than a minute. So, for example, a lot of these firms that are bringing in scalping rules, it doesn't affect me. Seacrest Markets obviously has certain rules around specific prohibited strategies as well. But I think the whole point about this industry that I see quite a lot of information on is so many people just try to game the system or undercut the system, depending on how you're looking at it. From a new firm perspective, they come in and undercut, and then look at some of the futures industries right now. So a lot of people have tried to do certain things and they're disappearing. And some firms are bringing out their own, charting platforms, and they can't even keep them live. And it's very difficult. And it's why, so a lot of people always say, oh, why don't you execute on TradingView? Well, TradingView has lags. As a kind of, as retail professionals, you want the best execution. When you look at your, your MT5 terminal, for example, right, bottom right-hand corner, you'll traditionally have your connectivity speed. And that basically means what that's doing every millisecond is pinging the server of your broker. So wherever the server is for your broker, that's the distance. So what you realistically need to be getting is a VPS. The closer you are to the server, the faster your execution. But obviously, when you're just seeing it at the bottom right-hand corner of your meta quote, it's latency ping. So it's checking the latency between the server and you. The bigger that is, the higher that number is, the worse your execution will be. So you want to be closest. What side? Toshkan, thank you very much for the first part. I actually understand what you're saying about trust has decreased because of the rebranding, but please understand this if you can, and I'm not being rude. It's still the same company. It's just wrapped differently. It's Seacrest Markets, formerly known as My Funded FX. It's still the same great team. It's still the same great people. It's still the same great offering, the same great plans, same great challenges, same great services, same great support. What we've done since, or what the team have done since bringing additional management in, is we've improved success ratios from back office through to front office. So our customer satisfaction has increased. Our success ratio on payments has increased. Our plans and our challenges have increased. We've obviously re-added existing plans that were removed. We make data-driven decisions. Everything is driven on understanding the traders, understanding the data, and creating an environment that's fair. What platform do I prefer? Dictator 331. What derivative are we talking about? What trading product? Are we talking CFDs or we're talking futures? I can answer both. It isn't an issue. But for example, with me on the CFD side, it's MetaTrader. Doesn't matter. MT4, MT5. To me, it doesn't matter. But something to comment on is most platforms are the same. The only difference is a few nuances, but they're all similar. Once you've taken 5 to 7 days on a new platform, it's the platform. That's it. There's no massive changes. So whilst my preference is MT4, MT5, if I went to a firm and they don't offer that, or if I went somewhere and they didn't offer that, wouldn't bother me. I'm agnostic. I can trade on anything, any platform, anytime, any place. It doesn't matter. On a future side, again, I don't mind any platform. A lot of them use Tradeovate, which was down overnight. Some of them are bringing out their own platforms. So it doesn't really matter to me, you know. CQG I've executed on. So, yeah. Thanks for your reply, SEO, Kevin. No worries. Yeah, I can agree with that. Things are great now. Thank you, Saucy. Appreciate that. And we are trying to make things better. You know, there's always challenges. There's always uphill battles. But the management team that are in place are extremely experienced. There's 2 individuals in the team alone that have been in the markets on an institutional, professional, and kind of corporate level for 30 to 40 years alone, 2 of the individuals. Then you combine the other 30, 40 people plus in certain areas. So you're talking collaboratively a very, very experienced team. So, you know, yes, there are still challenges, but the company is still the same company. It's just a different name. And the name still stems from something close to the owner's heart. So there's no major differences. Lots of ambiguity in prop firm space these days. Broker-backed firms like yours are the way to go. Now, I appreciate that comment. So in 2023 actually, sorry. In 2023, I had a lot of conversations with prop firm owners and said, listen, you are paying far too much to third-party brokerages that are leasing out their platforms and actually breaching their licensing. Realistically, this is what you need to do. And it took lots of firms a long time to understand that. Unfortunately, some firms didn't understand it until it was too late, which is what happened in 2024. Some people didn't necessarily have the money, you know, third-party firms, they didn't necessarily have the money. New firms wouldn't have had the money to go and get a license from a regulatory body and then meta quotes, and some just didn't want to. What is the most common reason you see for payout denials today, and how are you working to make the rules more transparent so traders don't accidentally breach them? The rules are extremely transparent. There's no hidden rules at Seacrest Markets. All of the rules are listed in the FAQs. If you break rules through gambling, over risking, again, they're in the FAQs. It states what's going to happen to you. But if you actually do a comparison of Seacrest Markets to other firms, when, for example, you get a risk limitation, look at what happens. When you're with Seacrest Markets, it's a lot fairer than with some of the other firms. You know, I've seen other firms, when you're over risking, they don't just risk limit you. They sometimes breach your account. They will stop allowing you to purchase. They will reduce your leverage. They will increase your margin, and they will deduct your profits. They're just 6 of the items that I've seen in this industry. Now, look at Seacrest Markets. When we put you on risk restriction, the only thing we do is put you on risk restriction. None of the 6 above that I aforementioned. There's always room for improvement, Dictator. But as for payout denials, as for the most common reason for payout denials, it's one of the breached rules. It could be soliciting KYC fraud for one of them. I'm a Nigerian. Can I use my national ID card alone for KYC? So for the prop firm, as long as it's a national ID that shows your name, your date of birth, and your address, and it's valid, yes. If it doesn't show those on your POI, then no. you also obviously have to provide a proof of residency, so a POR, or some call it a POA, which is proof of address. That will, of course, need to also be dated within a certain period of time. All four corners will need to be showing on the page, and it will need to show the date within 3-6 months. It will need to show your address, and it will need to show your name. But bearing in mind, that will complement your POI. So realistically, you need your POI and your POA to pass KYC. What's the percentage that stands on risk restriction? So again, I don't know for other firms. Risk restriction will be subjective, but usually it will decrease to a percentage. So you'll go down to like 1%. But yeah, everything is written in the FAQs. There's no hidden rules at Seacrest. We try to be as completely transparent as possible. We look at ethics, we look at values, we look at morals, and we try to really guide it as best we can down that route. Of course, from social media, you're going to see lots of individuals over, any firm talking about certain things because things don't go their way. So we try to be fair, and that's all we can ask. Lot size rules. No, it's a risk rule. It's a percentage risk rule. Obviously, you need to understand from a lot perspective on a risk perspective. So is 40 or 50 lots more than X percent? Well, if it is, then don't do it. And there are consistency rules. Again, it's all in the FAQs. But I think it's 0.5%, for example. What instruments do you want me to cover and break down? I need to go into the charts. I need to look at some stuff. Bitcoin. Okay. So this for me, like if I look at euro dollar on the 4 hour, we're starting to see a change of character, but it doesn't mean either direction is in play. Only thing I'm seeing now is euro cap buyers. So if I wanted to get long euro dollar, I'd be looking for longs from inside here. Just on the 4 hour, because we're trading off of this area here. What happened? This area took this high. So this is that last point of extreme underneath all of this liquidity where you could look for bounces, which we got the bounce from. So if we're now going to continue long, that's where we realistically want to be looking for longs from. That may change as we drift down into the M15, because as you can tell, market starts to show us opportunity a lot sooner on the M15, sometimes a bit too early. I mean, we've got this whole area down here that's potentially at the extreme that we could look at. And we're short. Like if we really think about what's going on, so we swept these highs here. Demand failed. We come back in, mitigated the range. We traded lower. Supply held. Demand failed. Supply held. Demand failed. Supply has now been swept, but it's still got respected and held. So we could be looking for shorts from here to take out this low before maybe sweeping, and then looking for longs from somewhere lower down in the discount. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. That's what I'll be looking at, Sweep. We'd be looking for this low to go. Let's look for that low to go. I mean, there's now, like, if you joined, I don't know if you joined yesterday, Dictator, but I was discussing the floor. So the Bitcoin reserve floor came in. US indices, Chikasani, I've already commented on. Bitcoin I can do. No, look, longs from here. Made it. Thank you so much, Adiban. If I said your name correctly, I appreciate that. The trading final boss. Yeah, Shokhruz scares me. So let me just zoom this in. So you had obviously this last wick here. We came in yesterday and we swept it. And then we've traded higher. I mean, all it's done though, right? It's come into that extreme here. And we've respected. So we've got this range going on in Bitcoin. So between 90,000 and 92,500 is pretty much the range on BTC at the moment. And then we've just rounded out. Like there's nothing in here. Nothing. So this was the sweep. We failed to take out that high. We took out internal structure highs, but not the actual extreme high to create a higher high on this leg. We then traded lower. So both, this is really a range because look, we've got this low and this high. This high is weak, this low is weak. Why is this high weak? Because it failed to take out this low. Why is this low weak? Because it failed to take out that high. So now we're just looking at price bouncing pretty much between these two extremes. Long term, I've already said, long term, I'm looking at buyers. Obviously, we've got this bullish channel, this bullish pennant channel, right? So 94s is the first point of resistance. So buyers into 94s. If obviously we can trade above 94s, it opens up 100. So it opens up 97.5. It opens up 100 in and around this area, which is about 101. We've got that last point of supply that took out this low, and it took out all of this to the left. Not this bit, but all of this, sorry. So I think we were so I don't think I know. Yesterday we were talking about the time horizon for it to reach 133, 134,000. And that was based on that previous move from here to here. And now we're looking for the next leg up, which will be that. Shokhruz, please, about XAU USD. I mean, he could definitely do that. That's not a problem. Yes, can you?
Okay. Assalomu alaykum hammaga, bolalar.
I'm going to get Uzbek to break it down. Now, he will speak in his language, his native tongue. To do that, I'll just provide any narratives on gold.
Do'stlar, hammaga salom. Bizni kuzatadiganlar bormi? Mana bizlarni streamga chaqiribdi. Keldik do'stlar. Kimda qanday savol bo'lsa, yozsanglar javob beraman, bolalar. O'zbekchada bu Warner degan trader. Hop, delete. O'zbeklar bormi? Qani kim kuzatyapti bizdan? Blokdan ochsan. Nima qildi? Brat, Husan Lolayev. Tinchmisiz? Baychalar bormi? Baychalar. Men faqat ICT bo'yicha ishlayman, klassik ICT bo'yicha ishlayman. Kilzonlarda asosan, bilsangiz agar, Husan Lolayev, Seacrest Markets. Inglizchada yozing, brat. Inglizchada yozsangiz nima qilishadi? Baychalar bor. Sizga yaxshi bilaman. Ha, Barat. Gap yo'q, Barat. Inglizcha yozsangiz sizga javob berishadi. Men bu Warner Barat. Ana yana kimlar bor? Yotadiganlar bormi? Barat, baydamisiz? Только only buy. Is this? No, bro. Diktor. Centralna Aziya, Uzbekistan.
So, Shokhruz, only longs. Are you long from the sweep at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. Targeting the highs. BSL. So you do you trade ICT?
Yes.
When you're talking
ICT.
about buy side liquidity,
Yes.
right?
Only ICT and classic.
Oh, okay.
You?
I don't trade ICT. I trade Warner.
They must be Uzbek language. Must. I see.
It is Uzbek language. Shokhruz, so what is your target on gold this year? Do you have upside targets, or do you think we'll see lower in 2026?
2026. Okay.
$5K gold. Wow. Seacrest Markets, top world prop firm. Let me ask this.
Oh.
SMC. I don't know who you're talking about. Lantern. 5,000 on gold. If you're not long, get long.
Only.
Yeah. When did you get, like, are you long, like massively long or not? Lanto, what hat? I don't know who Lanto is. How many months should we long? That's time and price. Time, price, and size.
Oltinni taxminan. Oh, nice, bro. Do'stlar, ko'ryapsizlarmi? Ben bu Warner Bratni o'zbekchaga gapirtiradigan bo'ldik, do'stlar.
Is gold retracing this week? Well, it all depends on markets, right? So yesterday you could see they went long for a reason. People are worried about what's going on over in the US. So people will continue to long gold because they're looking for safe havens away from the dollar. You know, that's why we saw that huge move up. Today we're seeing some form of retracement back in, and I understand that. But it's ranging. I think until the US markets open, it's going to be fairly flat.
Have you not closed your position yet?
That long is physical. Physical from 1200. Let me show you. So we had, okay, so that one's there. So this was the buy order. This was the buy order for physical bullion.
Yeah, physical.
That was the price per bar.
Euro.
So look at today's price. So it's 37,280 per bar, right? And then this was
Wa alaykum assalom. Assalomu alaykum.
so remember one kilo was worth 38, just over 37,000. 1 kilo is estimated now around 126,000 per kilo in euro prices. That's a huge move. I thought you said, do you see yourself adding futures to Seacrest Markets? Yeah, I think the same, Pro Trader 2809. I'm not really looking at anything until the US markets. Any positions? No, I only had the S&P trade yesterday, which I closed out. In terms of day trades, I'm just adding context. Day trades, no. I have no open day trades. It's been a good time. It's been a very easy market, I think, over the last few years. Just looking at these questions here. So easy, especially with the proliferation of software and education that encourage M1, M2 trades. Joseph Westermeyer, yes. I think people forget that day trading doesn't mean that you have to trade every day. People will always force trades in subprime market conditions just to get short or get long, just so that they can actually satisfy their emotional needs of trading. I'm sure AU buyers, but EU keeps me in a dilemma. Okay, so Saucy, look at it from an interest rate perspective. That's where you got to look at it from.
Shokhruz kim bu inson? Tanishtirgan bo'lsangiz, boshqatdan tanishtirmang. Bu inson Seacrest Markets'da CEO'si, ya'ni egasi hisoblanadi. Hozir bizlarga men bilan hamkorlik qilish uchun, birga live stream qilish uchun menga taklif berdi. Men rozi bo'ldim. Xo'p, keyin varni lingini bildik. Prop kompaniyani. Prop kompaniyani boshlig'ida, tushunyapsizmi? Prop kompaniya yaratgan inson. Shu inson bo'ladi. Bayt 30 orqali 30% chegirma orqali shot sotib olsanglar bo'ladi. Xo'p. Xudo xolasa prop bo'yicha muammo bo'lsa, xudo xolasa muammo bo'lmaydi. Bemalol shot sotib olib ishlasanglar bo'ladi. Hozircha bemalol ishlab turibdi. 2 yil, 3 yildan buyon ishlab turib bemalol olsanglar bo'ladi. Hamma schyotlarga taalluqlimi? Ha, hamma schyotlarga taalluqli. Agar xo'p, 10 kalik shotdan 3 ta shot olsangiz, 50 ga bonusga qo'shib beradi, brat. Tushunasizmi? $110,000 shot, adashmasam $70 3 ta olsangiz, $210 3 ta olsangiz, $50,000 shot qo'shib beradi. Shunda sizga $210 4 ta shot olgan bo'lasiz. Shunaqa. White 30 orqali faqat. U qiyin masala. Qaysini aytyapsiz qiyin masalaga?
So everyone, White 30 in the chat. If you obviously want to support Shokhruz.
Imtihondan o'tish shart emas unda. Imtihondan o'tish shart emas. Prosta shot olsangiz bo'ldi. 4-inchi avtomatik sizga beradi. Tushunyapsizmi? Imtihondan o'tib, uchalasini o'tish degan narsa yo'q. Faqat prosta $10,000  3 ta olasiz, bo'ldi, tamom. Qaysi bittasini noto'g'ri delka ochib qo'ysangiz. Bitta ishlaysiz-da. Bitta ishlaysiz. Bittasi kelgandan keyin ikkinchisi. Demoqchi bo'lganim $210 ga 4 ta shotli bo'lib olasiz-da. Shunaqa.
Does anyone have any further questions?
Last questions.
No. Shokhruz, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor having you on. Thank you very much for sharing your charts with us, for supporting our Uzbeki community. Really appreciate it. And look forward to continuing our partnership with you at Seacrest Markets and hopefully expanding things even further. But for everyone that's listening, thank you for tuning in today. It's been, again, an absolute honor and pleasure. Same time tomorrow, 8 a.m. UK GMT to 9 a.m. UK GMT, where we cover top-down markets across macros, economics, into the technicals, into the charts. And we'll cover all of your favorites: gold, the indices, FX, cryptocurrencies, and more. But have an exceptional trading day. Remember, you're a day trader, but you don't need to trade every day. Have a safe trading day and see you this time tomorrow. But Shokhruz, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Take
everyone.
care.
Thank you
And
very
see you
much.
soon.
See you soon, bro.
Patterns emerging, psychology's key. Discipline strong, no greed in the spree. Risk managed tight, emotions in check.